morning, Ohioans. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. I'm your anchor, Chip Pines. The sun is just barely peeking over the horizon, so we can expect a bright yet still chilly day ahead of us. The plows were able to clear up the roads from last night's snowfall, but the kiddos should still be able to enjoy their snow-covered yards, cause it ain't melting anytime soon. Almost all of the local school districts are on their last few days before winter break. I can already smell the celebratory hot cocoa and fruitcake. Stay warm out there, folks, and watch out for any falling icicles.
Danny!
Slow it down, Chris.
I've been trying to catch you since the bell rang.
What's with the hustle?
Have you heard from Ann at all today?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Wait a minute. She's not talking to you either now?
Yeah,
For how long?
not since Wednesday.
Jesus, consider yourself lucky. It's been 2 days for you. It's been 2 weeks for me.
2 weeks? She really doesn't tell me anything anymore. I'm so sorry.
Thanks. I mean, it's no big deal. We're decent during school. It's just afterwards when it's impossible to get a hold of her. And it doesn't help that she's not coming to the council meetings anymore.
Oh, this is stressing me out. I don't even know if we're still dating at this point.
Dude, relax. If you weren't dating anymore, she would make it very clear. Trust me, I know Anne. And try not to let it bother you too much. Because if I know her, she won't last too long without being in the spotlight. I invite ye merry gentlemen, throw tonight's plans away. Let's party like we never have, just shy of Christmas Day. Who needs ones and turn when pipers come to play? Oh, come party at Annabelle Joy's, Congress boys. Oh, come party at Annabelle Joy's. You two have been formally invited to Your Majesty's end-of-the-year Christmas party extravaganza. Your presence is required by law. Oh, come on! I worked all day on that voice. Hello! Might have been nice. A royal decree is a greeting, kind of.
Christmas party? Aren't your parents out of town? Are you even allowed?
Oh, it's a small, casual thing. No one will be there that they don't already know. Yeah, and you know a lot of people. Come on, guys, you usually get excited about this kind of stuff.
Hey, I haven't seen you in days. If there's something going on, I think that's more important than throwing a party.
Yeah, you're right. But this is our last winter break of high school, and let's just have one more night of fun. Look, and then we can talk about everything. But as of now, I have 3 hours until people start coming over, and I haven't even settled the charcuterie board yet. I got run.
But
This will be the greatest Christmas party ever! Told you. All out the decor, RSVP before my spirit falls again. Fill up the punch bowl, and you're rushing things, but deck the walls again now. For I need a little Christmas right this very minute. Snowflake-covered windows, carols put on repeat. Yes, I need a little Christmas right this very minute. The snow has come in such a flurry, and still I feel I'm in a hurry, so sweet. Up the chimney, put on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen a slice. Up the fruitcake. Let's hope no one's allergic to our evergreen bough. For I've grown a little meaner, grown a little cooler, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, so I'll listen to this angel sitting on my shoulder. I need a little Christmas now. Mom, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, honey. Sadie, I know your finals are next week, but please don't overwork yourself. You promised me you'd stay at the house tonight so you wouldn't fall asleep at the library again.
I remember, Mom. I just have a few extra things to finish up, and then I'll head straight home.
Oh, your father would like to say something to you.
Hey, Pumpkin, how's it going?
Hi, Dad. Nothing much, just studying.
Always are. Hey, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry again you and your sister couldn't be here with us.
It's all right, Dad.
No, it isn't. We should be together during the holidays. I've pulled some strings, and if everything works out, all 4 of us will be together on our next business trip. I'm hearing whispers it's Hawaii.
Right, because they need more tourists.
I promise we'll do something when we get back. Oh, snake eyes. Just hold down the fort.
I always do.
Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. We love you.
Love you, sweetie.
Love you guys.
So are you just going to stare at the computer screen all night, or are we going to the bar?
I heard everyone's first drink tonight is free to celebrate the holidays.
Not tonight, guys.
Oh, come on! Never go out drinking with us anymore. We understand that your grades are important to you, but getting absolutely sloshed is important to us, and we can't do that without you.
If I can recall correctly, you 3 are normally the ones getting sloshed, and I'm always the one who drives your asses home.
Fair point. Which is why my boyfriend is the designated driver tonight. Come on! Where's your Christmas spirit?
Ah, humbug.
I told you she wouldn't want to.
It's not that I don't want to, I just can't tonight.
Come on, it'll be fun. There'll be music. Whiskey!
Boys!
Taken.
Fun, boys!
You guys are making a great case for yourselves. Hey, honey, I'll be home soon.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, I actually think you should come home now.
Wait, what? I can't hear you. Where are you?
I'm at your house.
What?
I'm at your...
Hey, bro, don't just stand out here in the cold. The fireplace isn't gonna come out here. Birthday knock shot is on me, bro! Woo!
Who was that?
I'm at your house. Looks like Annabelle invited a bunch of people over and the house is filled to the brim.
Wait, she threw a party?
Seems like it.
That little... I'll be right there.
Honey, let's think rationally about it. This isn't going to end well.
Sorry guys, I gotta go.
Is everything all right?
My sister threw a party.
Can we come?
Really?
I heard it on shots. Had to ask.
Call out the headache. Doesn't she know I'm supposed to be in charge tonight? Just calm herself down. But Annabelle, it's 2 weeks past Thanksgiving Day now. God, I need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candlelit up windows, Hallmark set on repeat. Yes, I need a little Christmas right this very minute. The snow has come in such a flurry, but still I feel I'm in a hurry. Did she mess with the chimney? It's been a long time since I felt good sisterly. Don't eat the fruitcake. She better not have touched my growing bayberry bough. For I've grown a little meaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder.
grown a little older, and I've got this little devil sitting on my shoulder. I need a little Christmas now.
Marshmallows for toasting
And passing out drunk in the snow.
There'll be gossipy stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. Long ago. There'll be eggnog for chugging
Mistletoe for kissing,
and passing out drunk in the snow.
there'll be gossipy stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. Long ago.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much party going and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near.
The most wonderful times, of course, the most wonderful times.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I need a little Christmas now.
Anna, ring my bell! Yo, Ann, I gotta say, friggin' sick party!
Oh, well, it's nothing special.
No, I'm serious. I haven't been to a party this tight since my bar mitzvah.
Oh, I didn't know you were Jewish.
I'm not.
Okay, Mikey, leave the hostess alone. She has more pressing party matters to attend to.
I'm not hassling her, Bryn. Just complimenting her on this sick party. But if you want to talk about important party matters, I think I saw mistletoe hanging by the fruitcake.
Don't test your luck. Mike, we found the wine cellar. I've never even heard of some of the brands they've got down there. These things must cost a fortune. This one is older than my grandfather, and he's got like 12 feet in the grave.
Guys, we can't drink their expensive wine.
Thank you, Mikey.
Their cheap vodka is on the bottom shelf. Let's go!
Oh yeah!
What a bunch of alcoholics. So, Anne, a little birdie told me you have some interesting plans for the student council next semester.
And what exactly would that be?
We heard rumors that you may try to snag some votes to hold a snap election. Something about there being only one president instead of two.
What? I mean, after the whole homecoming debacle, we really don't blame you.
No, not at all. In fact, we were pretty pissed about the situation too. All I'm saying is, if you need the votes, we could be swayed one way or the other.
You can tell Cindy that's not happening. Oh.
Sorry about the spies, but I didn't think you'd come clean if I asked.
Cindy, you know I wouldn't do that. We've had our bumps, but I've enjoyed being co-presidents for the most part. Where did you even hear that?
Ruth?
Ralph, I was joking when I told you that. Well, it didn't sound like you did.
Look, if you accepted a revote at the start, the rumors of the snap election wouldn't happen in the first place.
And if you would have run a better campaign, then the results wouldn't have been tied. If being co-presidents has been so miserable for you, then I see no reason in making you suffer any longer. You know, I wasn't thinking about it before, but a snap election does sound interesting. What do you say? One more battle before graduation?
Why not? Wouldn't be the first last-minute decision you made that'll bite you in the ass. Now, if you'll excuse me, those idiots spilled wine on me.
Bathroom's the other way.
God, how do you find anything in this damn mansion?
We're sorry. We didn't mean to spy on you. I don't even know why she came at all.
I'm actually glad she came. I'm hoping some type of employment tonight.
Who wants screwdriver?
Don't worry. Oh, we got him.
Hey.
Hi.
Awesome party.
Thanks.
I missed you.
No reason to miss me. I've been around.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I missed you too. I know I've been distant lately.
Was it anything I did?
No, not at all. I just needed some space to clear my head.
I didn't think you'd ever need space from me.
Chris, I'm sorry.
Look, if all this is about the homecoming stuff, you know I don't think you did anything wrong.
Look, I really do not want to talk about that tonight.
Well, ever since then, you haven't wanted to talk about anything. Now it's at the point where you're shutting yourself away. Danny said you haven't spoken in weeks. I know you're not going to your club meetings.
Of course Danny told you that.
Someone had to. You haven't spoken to me in days.
Look, this is not the time or place for this conversation. I have important shit I have to do.
We're not important. Looks like you still need some space.
I come in peace. You told Chris about us not talking?
Not till this morning, and I wasn't going to, but he seemed so stressed out, I just felt we needed just a little bit of clarity.
That wasn't your place.
Right.
Sorry. You got something to say too?
You really think I wouldn't?
Look, Danny, I really don't want to.
I know, you don't want to talk about it. I overheard. I don't even.
You don't?
Well, I mean, eventually, yeah, probably, but you seem to be dealing with a lot of shit right now, and I think you could just use a friend.
I didn't think you'd want to be friends after everything.
Well, what made you think that?
Well, it's just, when,
And you're my best friend. We're never going to be able to survive college together if we can't get through just one little hiccup.
I have some things that I need to say too.
I know, which can wait for now. Right now, let's just focus on having a good time. I'm gonna go grab us some drinks, okay?
Annabelle!
Certainly!
Annabelle, what the hell is this? Oh, this! Well, my student council members gave it to me. So it was, a gift. You know, purple's not really my color, but I still thought that counts.
Not the sweater. What are all these people doing in our house?
Oh, this! Well, given this is our last Christmas as high schoolers, I figured we'd throw a party to celebrate. Now, your youthful spirit died off years ago, but since you're my sister, I thought I'd put you on the guest list. There's, eggnog and sugar cookies. Oh, we're even doing a Santa grab bag at the end of the night, so.
What in God's name were you thinking?
What do you mean?
Do you have any idea the kind of week I just had?
I can only guess based on your tone.
I've been slaving away a week of my life studying for 7 finals. 7, Annabelle! And you know what I wanted to do tonight? I just wanted to come home to a quiet home, maybe pop a bottle of wine, watch a shitty Hallmark movie with Elijah. But what do I come home to instead? Our house is packed to the brim with all these people I don't even know. Put that bottle down, you're a minor!
Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but I wanted to surprise you with a good time.
How is this supposed to be a good time?
Because it's supposed to be. Why should we worry about finals when there's carols to sing and cookies to eat?
Because you didn't ask me first! Mom and Dad left me in charge, so this party's not only a disrespect to my authority, but blatant disregard to their wishes, Annabelle.
See, this is what I mean. Always got a calculator in hand and a stick up your ass.
Excuse me?
Look, I wasn't joking when I said that your youthful spirit died. We buried it when it was around 16. It was a beautiful ceremony. We wrote on the tombstone, her body was colder alive.
Who the hell do you think you are? You know, you have been nothing but a snot-nosed brat these past couple of weeks.
Teenagers are supposed to be brats.
Oh, that's not my point, Annabelle.
Then what is your point?
My point is that you can't go 5 minutes without making yourself everyone else's problem. You're irresponsible, you're arrogant, and you walk around here like you own the place, and worst of all, your grades aren't even faltering.
How is me being academically successful a bad thing?
Because you don't apply yourself. You just get straight A's without learning anything. Yeah,
Yeah, you might be successful, but you've proven to no one that you actually want to be successful. Why is that something I have to prove? Because you had to? Because if this is what wanting success looks like, I'll pass. Mom and Dad expect us to take our futures seriously. No, you took your future seriously, and now they expect me to do the same. And if I gave a damn about my future, do you really think I'd be having this party? No, I'd be just like you, burying my head in textbooks to become the next amateur ophthalmologist. Optometrist! That's the difference! The difference is that I'm becoming a daughter that my parents actually wanted!
Serena, wait!
Was the night of the murder, and all through the house, the murderer was scurrying. Not quite as quiet as a mouse. The decorations were hung by the victim with care, till the killer came, leaving blood everywhere. When what to my wandering eye did appear, a manila folder, and 5 names no one could fear. Suddenly, a vivid thought rushed so lively and quick. One of them a killer, and I had to pick.
Who lay down little tiny child by our lily who lay? Who lay down little tiny child by our lily who lay? Oh, sisters, do how may we do for to preserve this day, this poor youngling for whom we sing, bye bye Louis who lay. Herod the king in his raging charge, and he hath this day his man of might in his own sight, all children young to slay. That woe is thee, poor child, for thee, and ever mourn and stay, for thy parting, nor stay nor sing, bye bye Louis who lay.
Ann!
What happened?
I don't know, we just found her like this. Ann, I need you to open your eyes to me, okay? Annabelle? Ann!
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. I'm your anchor, Chip Pines. I come to you with a heavy heart this morning, folks. Tragedy strikes the town of Canfield as local high schooler and friend of the studio, Annabelle Joy, has been found dead at her residence last night during a Christmas party she was hosting. Not much is known about the incident, but police can confirm that they have begun their investigation and are encouraging partygoers to report any suspicious behavior they may have witnessed. Many of the high schoolers attending were under the influence and were taken into custody. However, many of them are being released this morning without punishment, but with a very stern warning. Everyone is shaken by this atrocity. Annabelle made herself known throughout the community through her incredible acts of kindness. From volunteering at the local soup kitchen, to advocating for women's rights, to being a good role model for my own daughter, whom she coached for speech and debate. I am heartbroken. I pray for her friends and family, and I wish justice to be brought upon the monster who committed this heinous crime.
Silent night, darkest night, all is gone.
she's dreaming? Do you think she sees me as the monster in her nightmare, as the sister who never cared, disregarded so much that she could never see this avalanche ripping you away from me? And now she's gone, gone. She is. How I wish I could have mirrored her, reflect the pressure placed on me, but the storm inside would start, and my bitterness froze my heart. No matter how hard I tried, I simply could not hide all the pain and the shame and the torment that she caused me. And now she's gone. I have no way to tell her how. Every day I would watch her grow and fear to know that her tracks in the snow would turn red with regret. I had to be the bad guy. I had to feel her dread. I had to make her cry moments before she's dead. I'm all alone. This night feels so silent, but inside is a siren that wails above the storm and the screaming of my heart. And I know that she is gone. Silent night, home would be tight. Lead me out of this storm. Please come back to me.
How is she doing?
She hasn't slept since she got here.
Lucky us.
How exactly is that lucky?
Lack of sleep leads to a slower thought processing. It'll be easier to pull something out of her.
With all due respect, Detective, that girl has been through the ringer. She's practically a zombie. Don't you think you should go easy on her?
With all due respect, Officer Bell, we have a murderer to find, and we have 5 suspects to sift through. None of the witnesses reported any suspicious behavior, and we have no murder weapon. So we're pretty much starting from zero. Given the explosive argument they just had, she already feels like she's done something wrong. We might get a confession faster with her in this state.
You think she did it?
I didn't say that. Sorry for late. Good morning.
Morning?
Didn't get any sleep, huh?
No, I guess not.
Can I get you some water or something to eat?
No, thank you. Are my parents here yet?
Not yet, but they've been contacted and should be at the airport already.
Okay. Thank you.
I know these past couple of hours have been hard, so we can take this as slow as you need to. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions and then you can be on your way.
Okay.
Could you tell me your full legal name?
Serena Abigail Joy.
Cynthia Kane.
Elijah Lawrence Goodman.
Danielle Rudolph.
Christopher Nicholas Krimble.
And what was your relationship to Annabelle Joy?
She's my girlfriend.
I was her best friend.
She was my girlfriend's little sister.
We were classmates.
She's my sister.
All right, Serena, let's start from the beginning.
When Serena and I first met, all I ever knew about Annabelle was that she existed. Serena rarely talked about her, and the few times she did, it was always with this sense of indifference.
When we were kids, it was mostly normal sibling arguments, the tattling, stealing each other's clothes, crashing sleepovers, all of those things. But when we got older, that's when things started to get intense.
They were raised very differently. Serena was expected to work hard in order to take care of herself, but since academics came easy for Anne, her parents didn't worry about her as much. She never felt that same kind of pressure.
When there's somebody you don't like, the easy thing to do is avoid them. These two didn't have that luxury. When you live under the same roof for that long, you learn to bash heads instead of addressing the issue. Whoever walked away hurt the most lost for the day. Like a rhinoceros. You know, like with the horn and...
I know what a rhinoceros is, Elijah.
Right.
Look, I don't know a single thing about Serena. I met her on a few occasions, but Annabelle never really talked about her. And I kind of understand why now.
I don't think there was anything those two agreed upon, ever.
Could you tell me what sparked this heated argument?
My parents were out of town on a work trip to Vegas, and she threw a party without my permission.
Seems like quite the reaction, don't you think? I mean, it's normal for kids your age to throw parties, isn't it?
It was a buildup of a lot of things. It wasn't just the party. Well, when I got there, I just got really emotional, and I didn't really know what I was doing.
I understand. Emotions take over sometimes. I've been married for 25 years. I know what it's like to get your buttons pushed. Where did you go after the argument?
I stormed out to the front yard, and Elijah followed me outside to comfort me.
Was he successful?
Not really. After talking outside for a little bit, we went into the garage to get out of the cold, and we stayed there until we heard Danny screaming, and I really don't remember much after that. I think there was a lot going through my head, and I couldn't really process what was happening.
You said this argument was a buildup of a lot of things. Have these things been building up recently?
Not too recently.
For how long?
Too long.
Serena, now is not the time to be cryptic.
We never really got along, okay? Most siblings don't.
Right, but this wasn't an argument most siblings had.
Detective Holly, I've been here for hours now. I haven't gotten any sleep since yesterday, and I don't know what you want from me at this point. Sure, maybe Annabelle and I butted heads more than most siblings usually do, but I'm struggling to understand why that has anything to do with me being here this long. So, I'd appreciate some transparency so that we can both stop wasting our time.
Miss Joy, your sister is dead, murdered, and we don't know who committed this heinous crime. We don't even know their motive. Based on what many of her classmates have said, she was quite the popular girl and well-liked among her peers. So I need you to work with me. If it's true that you and the victim had a rocky relationship, there's a good chance that someone else might have felt even more resentment towards her. I need to understand, Annabelle. Tell me how this feud started, please.
It started when we were little, when I was about 4 years old. My parents got me this purple wooden train. It wasn't anything special, it was just a simple locomotive. But I loved it. I took it everywhere with me. The mall, the playground, our grandparents' house. I even would keep it in my backpack during kindergarten. It didn't make any noise and it had no name, but it was perfect. When I got to first grade, my parents said that I couldn't bring my train to school with me anymore because I was getting too old for a toy train. When I had turned 8, Annabelle had turned 4, and she was starting kindergarten soon and didn't have any idea what to expect, and my parents suggested that I give her that train. It helped you, why not let it help her? And I wasn't crazy about the idea at first, but I wanted her to feel the safety that I felt that knowing that home was a cubby away. So on her 4th birthday, I wrapped it in a bow and I put it on top of her mountain of presents so that it would be the first thing that she saw. But you know what she did with it? Nothing. She didn't pick it up once after I gave it to her. And I tried to explain to her how special it was and how maybe it could remind her of me if she ever got homesick. But she refused. And I kept insisting. Because I thought that my parents might see me as a failure of a big sister if I didn't convince her to take it. Even though I didn't really want to give her that damn train in the first place. I don't know why she didn't want it. The thought kept pounding in my head that why didn't she have any appreciation for something that I loved? We were supposed to be sisters and we were so different, and the thought drove me insane of my sister hating something that I really loved. It felt like she hated me. And if she hated me, then I don't know why I spent all these years trying to take care of her. If she had just taken it back then, then we wouldn't. I don't know why she didn't. Can I have that water now?
Yes, of course, I'll be right back, okay?
So, how's everything?
Thanks. After that, our opinion was set in stone, and like not a whole lot changed as we got older, as you've heard.
Not much, but some.
When she became old enough to talk back, we learned how to navigate each other. We wanted to make each other cry, scream, cuss. I wanted her to know how she made me feel.
Did you ever consider hurting her?
Absolutely not.
Wait, I just wanted to know if Annabelle ever...
If we ever... What? Look, Annabelle wasn't the greatest sister in the world, and neither was I, but we never laid our hands on each other. That is a fact. If you want to know someone that would want to hurt Annabelle, then go talk to the one person that did.
And who might that be?
Well, there is this one girl named Cindy Kane.
Every high school has a hierarchy. Anne and Cindy were at the top. Both achieved the most popular girl in school status. While Anne took the girl next door approach, Cindy chose to be a raging bitch about it.
Both being wildly successful, they had to participate in pretty much everything together. Upper level classes, student council, NHS, speech and debate, yearbook, the finals collectors club.
Student council was their passion, but with that passion came ego and territory.
Elections for new officer positions happened at the end of every school year. So at the end of our junior year, Anne thought she'd run against Cindy, who was going up for presidential re-election. It was a grueling process.
The entire school became like tiny America. There were weeks of intense campaigning. Rumors about both candidates spread like wildfire. The student council was evenly split on who they vote for. Anne was stressed out of her mind, and Cindy almost dropped out. But the day of the election finally came. Hundreds of votes across all 4 grades were cast. The results were announced over the intercom after the longest day of our lives. The results were
A tie.
A tie that everyone accepted, except Cindy.
Your scout precedes you. Okay, well, let's start simple, shall we? What is your relation to Annabelle?
She was my classmate.
Okay, Cindy, I asked you to come in because I believe you can help us figure out who committed this crime against Annabelle. So I'm gonna need a little more than she was my classmate.
We were co-presidents of the student council.
So you two were friends?
No, we just happen to have very similar interests.
Were you a part of other organizations outside of the student council?
Yeah, she seemed to follow me around wherever I went like a freaking shadow.
You describe her with such hostility. With how much you two had in common, you never even thought to try to be friends.
Sometimes you don't get along with people. Annabelle and I never got along, and we never tried to. You know what solidified for me was when we were co-presidents for the student council. Our faculty said that you are both outstanding student leaders and are equally qualified for this position. I tried pushing for a revote, but Annabelle bought into all that teamwork is magic crap. I mean, it's a miracle we ever got shit done. Annabelle was a good motivator for the council, but she could never say no. You know, things wouldn't be finalized until the last minute because she'd add new ideas onto our plates, and I admit I was a little authoritarian at times, but at least I had structure. You know, Annabelle was able to inspire creativity, but I was the backbone. Nothing would have ever gotten done if I had been there to get things in order.
Would you say that Annabelle didn't take it seriously?
No. I could tell she cared. Everyone could. It's just hard working with someone whose work ethic doesn't reflect that.
So Annabelle was able to bring the council together to come up with the ideas, and you were able to get those ideas on their feet to become a reality.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Sounds like a pretty good team to me.
I mean, it sounds like that to you.
If you hated each other so much, why couldn't either of you just step down?
And let the other be the only president? Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
Fair. I must say, Cindy, I'm surprised to hear all this animosity. Why were you at that party to begin with?
She invited the whole council.
So you felt obligated to go?
I guess. My friends were going, so figured it beat sitting at home.
I'm assuming you saw the very heated argument Annabelle had with her sister, yes?
No, I didn't see it.
No?
No, I must have been in the bathroom at that point. Did hear about it pretty soon after, though.
How soon afterwards?
I'm not too sure. My friends and I went down to the basement a little, but, you know, after I got out of the bathroom.
The basement?
Yeah, the party was getting too loud, so we moved somewhere quieter.
Really? Because your friends said in their witness reports that the party had died down drastically after the argument.
Well, I was overstimulated the whole night.
Yes, I understand. How did you feel after you heard about the argument?
Honestly, I wasn't super surprised. It's always been hard for Annabelle to see past her tunnel vision. It's always been hard for her to consider other people before making decisions.
So you feel like Annabelle deserved her sister's anger?
And I guess...
Do you also think she deserved to be murdered?
No, I mean, of course not.
Well, clearly you think she deserved a punishment of some kind, like having her personal belongings vandalized. Blue is very hard to wash out of clothes, by the way.
Okay, that was just a prank. It wasn't meant to hurt her at all.
But you did mean to hurt her when you two got into a physical altercation.
How do you know about that?
Miss Kane, I asked the questions here, and you haven't answered any of them. You speak very little of Annabelle. It's my understanding that she was loved by all of her peers and faculty. You seem to be the only one who relates to Serena's feelings towards Annabelle. So I would like a little bit more transparency about your relationship with Annabelle, because from what I'm hearing, there was absolutely no reason for you to put your hands on that girl.
No, she put her hands on me first.
Tell me why then.
When our senior year started, we had to immediately start making plans for our homecoming dance. And I wanted to get the ball rolling on venue booking so we knew how big of a space we were working with. And Annabelle agreed. At first.
Today is the day to start pitching ideas for homecoming venues. Woo! I know it's early in the year, but we think it's best to get the ball rolling. So I've got a couple ideas. I'll add them to the board, and then we can discuss them individually.
Hold on. Let's get the ideas of our members first before we add our own thoughts.
Oh, okay, sure.
Does anyone have any suggestions they'd like to make? Yeah.
Why don't we just have it in the gym like normal?
Well, the school wants this year's homecoming to be a charity event, so they've requested we hold it at a more formal venue.
But we'll put it on the board just so we remember it as a backup. Yeah, Mikey.
How about the abandoned prison?
Why would we hold it at an abandoned prison?
Think about it. It can fit the entire school, the acoustics are dope, and there's some extra room for the couples lounges.
That place is probably filled with asbestos.
Or herpes.
It's not! I go there all the time!
You need to go to a doctor. Look, we'll circle back to that one at a later date. Maybe never. Anyone else? Yeah, Danny, what do you got?
There's this laser tag arena in Akron. I used to work there during the summers, so I know the owner pretty well. If we can convince him to take down the maze walls, we have a pretty open area. Plus, we can get some pretty cool lights to go along with the music.
Absolutely not.
What?
I'm sorry, but the place is like 20 years old. It's dirty and borderline falling apart. I mean, not to mention the lights could be a danger to epileptics.
How many people in our school are epileptic? Besides, I thought you said to hear out all of our members' ideas first before giving our 2 cents.
I meant we wait to give our ideas, not our opinions. We have to pick spaces that limit any safety hazards. I'm sorry, Danny.
No, it's okay. I get it.
Danny, stand up for yourself.
It's fine, Anne. It's really not that big of a deal.
You know what? Let's take a break.
Break? We just started.
How about all of you discuss amongst yourselves and we'll brainstorm some more ideas. Take 10, everyone.
Thank you, Ted. Sorry, force of habit.
What is it?
Do we have to do this now?
What are you talking about?
You didn't have to be so rude to Danny.
You don't have to baby her all the time.
Well, she actually tries to add something to the conversation, but you push her to the side because she's my friend. Meanwhile, your friends sit there drooling, waiting to agree with whatever ideas you have.
Don't think so highly of yourself. I have real safety concerns.
About what? Who's going to say no to a laser light show?
My brother, Annabelle, who is, in fact, epileptic. I'm not going to put him in danger like that.
Sorry, I didn't know.
If you did, would you have said anything?
Look, all I'm saying is next time you're out in full before you open your big mouth.
Sure. I'll do that next time. Only if you don't try to push your brilliant ideas into the spotlight first.
I'm caught in another stupid standoff. I'm tired of making amends. I'm trying to give her the benefit of doubt, but time won't mend.
Years of frozen indifference, years of fighting for life, drowning in your magnificence. I ask, what gives you the right to
There in the hallway, His mercy through the walls. Primal instincts heighten, and when the scale tips, one will fall.
I better touch and better cry. There's no doubt just to see to your light. This town isn't big enough for us. I've got a list. You grow with your eyes. Five your grasp is rolling the dice. This town isn't big enough for the both of us.
I'm not fighting with a mirror, but this reflection drags me into a world I'll never inherit, yet still forced into comparison. Mirror, mirror on the wall, there's no fairest light behold, and when the mirror breaks, one will surely fall.
Far from perfect in line, maybe one day we'll see eye to eye.
This town isn't big enough for the worst of us.
I'm sorry. Can we just work together on this? Whatever. Cindy. Ow! Hey! Hey, guys, what the hell are you guys doing?
Don't you ever touch me again, you bitch!
I'm sorry.
Thank you for telling me all that, Cindy. I respect someone who tells the truth. So that's why I'm going to tell you the truth. Things don't look too good for you right now. It would really help me if you could just tell me why you were in the basement. Because if you don't, I can only assume it's in order to hide something.
Cindy, we shouldn't be doing this.
Oh, come on, there's nothing wrong with the little prank.
But don't you think it's a bit too far after what just happened?
What are you talking about?
You didn't see the argument she just had with her sister? They said some nasty stuff to each other.
No, what happened?
Apparently Serena is in charge while their rich parents are on vacation without them, and threw this party without their permission.
It got really intense. Like, my parents' pre-divorce intense.
Okay, well, it really wouldn't be Annabelle if she took other people into account. Now what?
Okay, Cindy, that's enough.
Hey, get your hands off me! Guys, stop! Jeez, guys, relax. I'm gonna call the cops if they catch you fighting. What's gotten into you? Look, I don't care about her family issues, okay?
If anything, it just gives her more excuses to continue the bitchy attitude, and if I'm being honest, she got what was coming to her. That's when I heard Danny scream. Look, I swear, Miss Holly, I got the idea in the back room, and I took my friends downstairs. I never went upstairs, and I didn't kill her.
I believe you, Cindy. Your story matches perfectly with your friends. Thank you so much for telling me all this. I know it wasn't easy. I'm going to run out real quick and get you water, and I'd like you to stay a little bit longer to answer some more questions, if that's okay.
She killed herself. I'm not going to change my opinion on her just because she's dead. I'm not like all my classmates posting memorials talking about how amazing of a person she was, despite most of them never really knowing her, because I did and I hated her. I hated everything about her. Her laugh, her clothes, her ideas. Every time she walked into the room, I became furious. I mean, her very existence threatened mine. But she earned my respect because I understood her. Kids like us have expectations from the minute we reach adolescence. They lead us to the gallows and they wrap nooses around our necks and they just drop us. And we dangle there above the abyss by loose threads, not enough to choke us or break our necks, but enough to squeeze air out of us. And it becomes unbearable the more you struggle, and then the more you struggle, the more likely your thread is to snap, and once it does, you just fall. Never to be seen again. And Annabelle couldn't handle the discomfort, the shortness of breath, the expectation. She struggled too much and her thread snapped, and I can't blame her. Because when life becomes too suffocating, I almost want to fall, but I never did, I would just sway back to center. You want to know the funniest part? Despite all my hatred, knowing that she was going through exactly what I was made me want to keep going. I used to think it was because I wanted her to fall before me, but now that she's gone, she made me better. We made each other better. We owned the school because we fought our way to the top in our competition, made us strive to be the best, and now that she's gone, how am I possibly going to be the best? I feel like I should hate her more now. But I mean, how can I blame her when I wanted to fall so many times? That's something people only like Annabelle and myself will ever understand. People like you would rather hunt a boogeyman than accept the valedictorian took her own life.
I'd be lying if I said that wasn't possible, but what if you're wrong?
If I'm wrong, then my thread will snap. She give you what you were looking for?
She gave me something, all right.
What's wrong?
I may have gone into that a little too hot-headed.
Do you think she's not our prime suspect anymore?
I'm a big enough woman to admit when I'm wrong. I'll go back in and see if her alibi stayed consistent. Ask her some more questions about the other suspects. But I find it hard to believe we have a murderer in that room.
How can you be so sure?
Have you ever heard the phrase, the eyes are the window to the soul?
Yeah.
So, when you've been doing this for as long as I have, you learn that the eyes say it all. When they get all foggy, you know you have them on the ropes. You just have to keep pushing until they crack, until they give you something. But that girl's eyes are as clear as day. I can see her soul. That girl's a murderer.
Hey, what happened? Anne and Cindy got into a fist fight today.
What?
It happened at our student council meeting a few hours ago.
Well, is she in trouble? Is she suspended?
We didn't tell any teachers. We don't even know how it started. Anne may have actually started it, but neither of them will tell us what happened.
Well, what are we going to do about it then?
You aren't going to do anything.
What do you mean?
Look, the last thing she needs is the added stress of you just hovering around her. She needs time and a safe space, and I think we can both agree that you are not very good at giving her that.
Danny.
Hey.
Hey,
You're Cindy, right?
yeah? You are?
Serena.
You're Annabelle's sister.
Yeah, I am.
Are you here to tell my parents what happened?
No.
And what are you here for?
I grew up with her. I know how much trouble she can be. But if you ever put your fucking hands on her again, I will cause you a whole lot more trouble than she ever could.
Are you threatening me?
Would you rather me run back in there and tell your coach and get you both suspended? That shit stays on your record. But I'm sure a know-it-all like you knows that already anyway. Do I make myself clear?
She never talks about you, you know? Sure, that's for good reasons. I mean, if you suddenly want to be the caring sister, tell her that she needs to keep her hands to herself.
When Annabelle was in grade school, we were worried that she wasn't making many friends. She never played with any of the neighborhood kids, never mentioned any names. When she was in 4th grade, my parents had a meeting with her teacher to see about helping her with her struggling social life. But her teacher had no idea what they were talking about. Said that she gets along with every one of her classmates and even has friends in other classes. Needless to say, we were incredibly confused. When my parents asked her why she never played with any of these other friends, she said, "I'm crowded enough at school. Why would I want to be crowded in my own home?" Or something like that. I wasn't there when they asked. My parents always had a way of making Annabelle sound older. That's what made Danny so special.
If you wanted to get close to Anne, Danny was your initiation. She was the bouncer, and if you didn't impress her, you weren't getting in. I was able to squeak by, which made Danny very upset. Her and I didn't get along when I first started dating Anne. She'd always glare at me, which surprised me at first, since our upbringings were so similar. We both came from nothing. We were made to believe that we were nothing. And then one day it all magically changed.
Almost any time I saw Annabelle, I saw Danny. They were the definition of best friends. If they weren't attached at the hip, then you were worried about the other. It was almost creepy how similar they were. Before Chris came along, Danny was Annabelle's main support system. If her and Serena got into a fight, I would go and comfort Serena, and Danny would go comfort Annabelle. I'm glad she had that.
She started to be nice to me and actually want to hang out when I was around. I felt like we became friends overnight. I thought I had finally proven myself to be good enough for Anne. At first I thought, to hell what she thinks, but I was glad deep down that she started to accept me. It made the three of us feel like a team.
One week into the 5th grade, this little raven-haired girl hops off the bus with her. And the next thing we know, my mom has to find some way to feed 5 mouths that night instead of 4. And she had to keep doing that because Danny ate dinner with us every day for the rest of that school year. Up until recently, the two of them were inseparable after that day. Danny was like the sister she never had.
Reflections show fractures of a fragmented life. Broken images crystallize. Shadows of expectation lurk just out of sight. Sharp snowflakes come down in the twilight. As the blizzard grows slow to my worries, I can only hope that they hurry to clear the roads as I clear my mind. In time, maybe they will find a faster method to get us to school. 'Cause one more snow day, I'll lose my cool. Stuck here due to greetings from the North Pole. At 7 a.m., I'm ready to go to see all my friends, but the roads are closed. I sit and listen to the sounds around of a broken home, just a house to roam. Why do I care? Why do I wait? Why do I listen? Why do I hate? Is it too late? They could have just delayed, but no. I'm trapped in a snow day. Now here I am, a hypocrite at best, wishing it would snow just like the rest. For once I want the storm to change my set of plans. For once I have trouble facing those friends. How to mend distance you didn't create. How do you heal not a scratch but a break? How do you cope with 2 broken homes? Especially this one that I made on my own. Maybe just a small greeting from the North Pole. At 7 p.m. I'm ready to go to see all my friends, wish the roads were closed. This is not my broken home. I can fix this on my own. I know I care. I know I wait. I know I listen. I know what I hate. It's never too late. I won't condemn my delay. I'll face this like any other snow day. A blizzard could brush my face and I'd be fine.
How are you?
It's fine. Hey, what's up?
What are you doing out here? It's freezing.
I could ask you the same thing.
Just wandering.
You know, I just wanted some quiet after all that.
Yeah.
You know what it's like watching those two go at it.
Yeah, that was intense.
Oh, it's always intense.
Yeah, but that was worse than usual.
Really? I thought that was the normal amount of sisterly love.
Hey, they love each other in their own way. Maybe that was bad, but it'll blow over just like it always does. I mean, it will blow over, right?
I don't know, man. When it comes to Anne, I'm not really confident about anything anymore.
Oh, come on, you don't mean that. I know these past few weeks have sucked.
Suck shit.
Yeah, suck shit. Honestly, things have been hard for all three of us lately. The whole homecoming thing took a toll on both of you.
I know. I just thought that things would go back to normal.
Things weren't going to stay the same forever.
And you're okay with that?
Not really. And I don't think she is either. Otherwise, she wouldn't have invited us here tonight.
What are you talking about, dude?
I think she knew how Serena would react. I think she knew that Serena would be pissed and that it'd cause a whole big scene, leading us to go comfort her like we always do, giving us the opportunity to patch everything up.
Dude, I am really not in the mood for your Dasani-ass conspiracy theories right now.
They put salt in the water to make you thirstier. You read the ingredients.
What I'm saying is you're batshit. Why would she go through all of this trouble to create this elaborate scheme when, I mean, she could have just talked to us like a normal person?
Maybe she didn't know how.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, I know it's a long shot, but we won't know unless we ask. Come on, you're waiting for us.
Yeah. And that's when we found her body. I was kind of out of it after that, so I'm sorry if I can't be much help.
No, it's okay. Thank you very much for that. That must have been incredibly hard for you. You and Anne seem to be very good friends.
Best. Since 5th grade.
Is that when you met?
No, we were always in the same school district. We actually were in the same kindergarten class.
Was she just as much of an overachiever back then?
Oh, definitely. I don't remember much from back then, but I do remember her being the loudest.
Always the attention hog, huh?
I don't think she ever did it for attention. She just got attention. She was a big fish in a small pond.
What was it like growing up with someone that alluring?
Uneventful, for the most part, anyway. She was a lot, don't get me wrong, but she didn't annoy me or anything. Her kindness was genuine, which made her a lot more bearable than the people she surrounded herself with. But we never really talked before we became real friends. Our lives just didn't affect one another.
How did you become real friends then?
All by her own doing. Up until 4th grade, I would eat lunch by myself. I had some friends, but we were in different lunch periods, so I didn't bother finding new people to sit with. Until one day, this skinny girl with blonde pigtails slams her lunch tray onto my table, and before I can even get a word out, she just starts talking.
It is so hard to be in love nowadays. People are so judgmental. Do you know what my friends said when I told them I had a crush on Michael Bublé? You know what they said? They said, ew, why? He's so ugly. Ugly? I get he has a big forehead, but I didn't know that was a deal breaker. Oh, but that singing voice of his, like melted honey. I thought we were supposed to value personality over good looks. What do you think?
I was thinking, oh my god, this girl is on crack. What I said is I think you can have a crush on whoever you want.
Exactly! If you can respect my taste in men, then maybe you're the only friend I'll ever need. Do you want to share this cookie? I know a place where we can eat that's away from all this racket.
I have no idea what compelled me to follow her, but I did. We ate under the stairs and talked about all kinds of things. After she had calmed down, she asked me a bunch of questions about myself. It was the first time someone had genuine interest in me as a person. We talked for so long, we were late for class. The teacher found us, but since it was Anne, we got off the hook. So I went home with her that day, and I ate dinner with her family, and ever since then, we were sisters. From that moment on, we almost tailored our lives to one another. By freshman year, we already had our college picked out and what we'd major in. I'd be a realtor and she'd be a district attorney, and we'd scam people all across the Midwest.
Strangers one moment, best friends the next. That's quite the drastic change.
Don't all friendships start like that?
Sure, but this is Annabelle we're talking about here. Your peers have not been shy showering her with praise. Seems to me she had endless options for best friends, but she ended up choosing you.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. I'm just a little surprised.
Why? Is it so hard to believe that she would actually want to be friends with someone like me?
My apologies, but that's not what I'm trying to say. It's my understanding that before Annabelle's death, she cut contact with many of her peers, such as her boyfriend, Chris Krimble. Were you not one of those people?
Wouldn't say we cut contact. It's just things changed between us.
Did that have to do with anything involving the homecoming incident?
The older we got, the more popular she became, and the bigger her aspirations got. It was almost impossible to keep up with her, let alone live up to her. I was always known as Annabelle's friends, and in moments it bothered me, still being a shadow after years and years of building up my own success. I mean, it was hurtful. But Annabelle had the superpower of making you feel like the most important person in the world. She encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone, to take risks. One of those risks being my involvement in the student council. I had never had a leadership position in our past club, so being vice president to two very hot-headed co-presidents was very out of my comfort zone. I was supposed to be a mediator between them, but I ended up being forced onto Anne's side, even when I didn't agree with her. She has moments where her "everything will be fine" mantra was just not helpful. Even I had a breaking point, and this semester, we were tasked with finding a venue for the homecoming. We found a nice country club that was going to let us use their sound system, but one of their wealthiest members bought them out for that weekend, and it made our reservation fall through. It was some oil executive orgy or something like that. A week out from homecoming, and I mean, we still didn't have a place to host it. Everyone was understandably freaking out, so we had an emergency meeting where we were vowed that none of us would go home until we figured out a venue. 4 hours later, we were still miserable.
Look, guys, everything is going to be fine. We'll find another venue.
Where can we possibly find a venue with enough space to hold over 100 kids in this short amount of time?
Why don't we just move it back to the gym? I already asked. They wouldn't be able to rent out the materials in time.
What if we just ask the students to bring what we need?
Oh, right! Because my calculus tutor is a fully working DJ system just waiting to be used.
Hey, it was a suggestion.
Yeah, not a very well thought out one.
Hey, lay off, Cindy.
Hey, guys, you know where we don't need permission to book? The abandoned prison! Everybody just get updated on their shots first.
Guys! Look, this really sucks. And I know we're all stressed out, but if we just take a deep breath, we can figure this out. We can make some calls tomorrow, but for now, I think we'll make some...
No, we need to figure this out today. We cannot waste another meeting. Not like the time we kept babbling on about what is and is not nut-free.
I have allergies! But it might take all night to figure something out. We should all go home and brainstorm on our own time. Meet back here tomorrow.
No! Annabelle! Look, I love your can-do attitude, but you're giving me a headache. We have to do this now. We have the whole school watching us right now, and we cannot screw this up. We all do need to calm down, but if we don't find a venue tonight, it may already be too late. Now, I have an idea, but I need everyone to pitch in to make this work.
Danny, I was just trying.
Annabelle, for once in your life, shut up. I'm speaking now.
All right, then. Let's take a vote. All those in favor of having this conversation tomorrow, please raise your hand. All those in favor of having this conversation tonight, please raise your hand. Very well.
All right, Danny. What you got?
say anything for the rest of the night. 2 hours later, we made our decision. We pulled homecoming in the laser tag arena. No laser light show, but it was still kind of fun. And we were able to raise $2,500 from community donations, so that was pretty cool. The night of the dance, it was like nothing had ever happened. It was the next day when I stopped hearing from her. She didn't know how to handle it. I think it hurt more coming from me, her best friend.
She would always look at me with this slight disdain in her eyes.
In those few seconds, it was like at any moment we could just both fall apart.
No one will fully understand how hard it was keeping yourself together after seeing that look in her.
I never knew what was going through her head, but I mean, I knew what was going through mine.
All I could ever think was,
how could she look at me like that?
While students across the country are spending their Christmas break basking in the joys of the holidays, our community is spending its mourning one of its most cherished members. Just 3 days after the death of Annabelle Joy, the students of Canfield High School organized a massive gathering to honor her memory. Students, parents, teachers, community members, even myself and my family showed up this morning to light candles to brighten the way for her. Despite the winter winds, not a single candle was blown out. That's no rumor, folks. I saw it with my own eyes. I think Annabelle wanted us all to know that she made it there safely.
I brought you some hot cocoa. Have you been here all night?
After Miss Rudolph left, I thought it'd be good to look back over everything. How was the candle lighting?
Emotional. It was incredible how many people showed up.
See anything suspicious?
I wasn't really looking for anything like that.
Huh. A police officer not doing their job. If I had a nickel every time that happened, I could pay off my son's student loan.
Excuse me? Was I supposed to ask incriminating questions in front of a mourning family?
I would've.
Then why the hell weren't you there?
Because I've been sifting through these notes all night, trying to do my job. Not doing it very well, by the way. Danny and Cindy have nothing but airtight alibis and genuine heartbreak. Serena has far too aggressive of a history with Annabelle to be ruled out, but how am I supposed to accuse her of murdering her own sister in good conscience? Every hour that passes, I let a murderer walk free. I am failing her.
That's not true, Wally. You're doing everything in your power to help bring her to justice.
Maybe Cindy was right. We should just tell the family it was suicide. That way, they don't have to spend the rest of their lives haunted by a murderer I failed to catch.
What has gotten into you?
My daughter is her age! I've watched her accomplish so many incredible things. She has grown into a young woman who I'm proud to call my daughter, but she's so young. She has so much life left. And you can see it in her eyes how ready she is for it. If anything happened to her, I wouldn't know what to do. I can't imagine how her parents feel right now. I owe this to them, and 3 days later, I have nothing.
I'm sorry. My daughter's 5 this year. My only child. I would scorch the earth if anything happened to her.
What's her name?
Lily. Yours?
Hannah.
You're not a failure. You've raised beautiful children. You've already done the hardest job of your life. This is child's play. Now, we have 2 more suspects left. You're an incredible detective, so I know with one of these you're going to get the lead you're looking for.
Thank you, Bo. I'm sorry for shouting at you.
It's all right. Trust me, I get it. Now, Mr. Goodman should be here in about 3 hours, so let's look over the notes and think of a game plan.
Elijah might have been the only person who could calm down a Serena Annabelle sister blow-up. Well, on Serena's side, anyways. He was the ice queen whisperer of sorts. Elijah loves that girl with his entire heart, and even though she doesn't know how to show it all the time, Serena is head over heels textbook love story.
Oh, he's an incredibly sweet guy. Every conversation I had with him, it felt like I was catching up with an old friend. Annabelle never had anything negative to say about him, but if you asked her behind closed doors, she was baffled how Serena bagged someone as nice as Elijah.
I don't know. I've never met the guy in my life.
Elijah's helped me a lot with self-expression. I'm not the best at letting people know how I feel. But he always has a way of knowing what's going through my head, and he's always patient. I was incredibly embarrassed the first time that he ever saw Annabelle and I argue. I tried to keep him away from her as long as possible, but it was only a matter of time. I thought that he'd see me differently, but instead, he let me cry, he hugged me, and promised that things would get better. He even had this whole family sit-down planned where I could finally air out everything. That never ended up happening. For a long time, it was because I was too scared, but now, well, you know. All I want to do is hug him, cry with him, and hear him tell me that everything is going to get better.
I started crying. It felt like I was being torn from the inside out. I had never felt that much fear in my life. My mom cradled me and kept saying, "It's okay, Elijah Pumpkin, it's okay." I don't remember much after that point. I may have decided to black out, or my brain enacted some dissociative amnesia, but I was definitely a different person after that day. I was afraid of hot air balloons ever since.
That was a very interesting story, Elijah, that I asked you when you first met Serena.
I was getting to it. Soon after that, I was prescribed my anxiety.
Okay, Elijah, I've really enjoyed hearing your autobiography, but you're way too nervous. You're just here to answer some questions. I'm not accusing you of anything, so loosen up.
Sorry, ma'am.
Just call me Holly. Why don't you tell me about the day you met Serena?
Okay. Well, I forgot to set my alarm the night prior, so I woke up.
The moment you met Serena. Let's go with that.
Right. Okay. She was the most beautiful woman I had ever laid my eyes on. She had her nose buried in her schoolwork. She looked so determined. Now, normally I would disrupt someone who looked so preoccupied, but it was like the hand of God pushed me towards her.
Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Elijah Goodman.
Hi, I'm Serena Joy.
Serena. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you mind if I join you?
Look, I have a big exam that I need to study for. I don't really have a lot of time to mingle right now.
Oh, that's okay. We don't have to say a word. I can just sit right here.
Okay, sure.
Do you mind if I borrow this desk? We sat there in silence for 30 minutes. Her motivation was so contagious. Before I knew it, I was studying for my exam. I didn't have an exam. She never looked up at me, but every now and then I'd glance up at her. That look of determination stayed stone solid on her face.
I think I'm gonna head home for the night. It was nice meeting you, Elijah.
When will you be here next?
Tomorrow, around the same time, probably.
Awesome. See you then.
Right. Okay, see you then.
We met every day for the next 2 weeks. I knew basically nothing about her, but I concocted this whole version of her in my head. She was before and after she left the library. When we realized we were in the same major, we started helping each other with our work. She was even more perfect than I ever thought she could be.
Thanks for helping me review, Elijah. I really needed it. I hope you have a good rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Serena, wait.
Oh, God. No.
Wait. Would you go out to dinner with me tonight at 6 p.m.?
I would like that very much.
2 months later, we've been dating. Can you believe that? We've been dating for 2 years, 7 months, and 18 days.
Wow, that's very romantic, Elijah.
Thanks. My mom always said I was a heartthrob.
Well, I'd say so. Now, at what point in your relationship did you meet Annabelle?
Oh, not too long after. Her parents invited me over after a month for dinner.
Were you able to notice any tension between them?
Not immediately. Everyone was super nice, Annabelle especially. They had their very obvious differences, but they seemed like normal siblings for a while.
For a while? Was there any point where things started to take a turn for the two?
It just kind of happened.
I thought I told you to stop using my hairbrush. It doesn't work on your Raggedy Ann hair anyways.
Annabelle, using Serena's hairbrush, exploded into a full-on verbal assault. I never saw anything like it. It freaked me out, honestly. There was so much shouting and crying. It couldn't have lasted more than 5 minutes, but still, so much was said. After it ended, I couldn't do anything except hug Serena and let her cry for as long as she needed to.
Did the arguments worsen over time?
Kind of. The venom in their words stayed the same, but after a while it felt like they just set a bomb off every time they saw each other.
Did that aggression ever lead to violence?
No, never. I mean, if it did, I never knew.
What would you have done if you did know?
I don't know. Well, most of the time I'd run into Serena after an argument had happened.
Let's look at that then. What did you normally do when Serena came to you after these confrontations?
Just listen, most of the time. A willful ear can go a long way. After she got it all off her chest, I would ask if she wanted to do something completely unrelated, like watch a movie or play some board games to get her mind off of it. After it was all said and done, though, I would just always feel so bad. Some of the stuff Annabelle would say, you wouldn't expect that to come out of her mouth.
So you had a tendency to take Serena's side on things?
Pretty much.
Did you ever have any harsh feelings towards Annabelle for putting Serena through all this emotional turmoil?
I think disappointment is the better word to use. They never understood each other, and I don't think they wanted to. I always wanted a sibling, but seeing how those two treated each other, I slowly started to dislike the idea.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure you would have made a great brother. It's a shame that Annabelle being a bad sister ruined that for you.
Wait, I never said that she was a bad sister.
But you said...
I said they never understood each other, not that they never loved each other, because they were still sisters. On our 1-year anniversary, we were at a loss on what to do. We wanted to do something unique, but there aren't a lot of unique things to do in this town. Except for one thing. Annabelle had bought us tickets for a couple's hot air balloon tour out of town. I was scared shitless. My fear was something I'd never told Serena until that day. How could I tell the most beautiful girl in the world that I was afraid of hot air balloons? But I didn't really think about it at first. The hug they gave each other was tear-jerking. Those tickets were not cheap. She had saved up money from her summer job to pay for it. When we were getting ready to get on, I started having a panic attack. Serena said we didn't have to go on it, but I just kept saying I was fine. We got on, and before I knew it, we were soaring through the air, hundreds of feet above the town. I never looked down. I looked at her the entire time. She was soaking in the scenery. A smile was on her face the entire time. She was so happy. Seeing her like that made all of it worth it. You've been asking me a lot of questions today, Miss Holly, so if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you really think sisters who hated one another that much would hug each other so tightly?
Then why did she kill her?
Excuse me?
Elijah, you're a very good kid. You have a squeaky clean record and you have a bright future ahead of you. I find it very admirable that you would want to defend your girlfriend, but if you keep this up, there's not much I can do to help you.
What are you talking about?
We have on good authority that both you and Serena were nowhere to be seen during the time of the murder.
Yeah, so there was this one dude who just stood outside the entire time. I went up to him and was like, yo bro, let's get sloshed. And he was like, look, super cool dude, I'm not in the mood. And I was like, you're lost, brother. So I just left him there, didn't see him again, till he busted in with Goldilocks. After the fight, they bolted out of the house again. Now, next time I saw them again, they were already in Anne's room. Never saw them come back in. Now, I am no detective, but I have played enough Clue to know that something doesn't add up.
Miss Holly, you have to believe me. I didn't kill Annabelle.
I'm not saying that you did, but I do think you know who did. And if you keep hiding it from me, I'll have no choice but to label you as an accomplice.
An accomplice to who?
Do I really have to say it? What have we been talking about these past few minutes?
No, Serena would never do something like that.
Serena has a very long history of being antagonistic, cruel, and verbally violent with Annabelle. I have no reason to believe things wouldn't escalate beyond that without peer or parental supervision. Serena was one of very few people in that house who knew exactly where Annabelle's bedroom was. I don't know if you watched her do it or if you stumbled across the massacre after the fact, but either way, all the evidence points to your girlfriend murdering her own sister.
That's not true. The only reason we went to her room in the first place is because we heard Danny scream.
You heard her scream from outside the house?
No, we were in the garage at that point.
Oh, you were in the garage?
Yeah.
You mean the garage that has an entrance to the house right next to the staircase leading to the second story?
No.
Here's what I think happened, Elijah. I think after Serena left the house, you followed her into the garage because she knew she could sneak past the rest of the party by going through that side of the entrance.
No.
After successfully going up the steps without being seen, Serena confronted Annabelle for a second time.
Stop!
Only this time, Serena killed Annabelle while still in her fit of rage. You witnessed all of it. It all happened so fast you could barely move to do anything about it. Terrified of what could happen, you retreated the same way you came back into the garage, probably to dispose of the murder weapon, which we still have yet to identify. So tell me, Elijah, where did you hide the murder weapon? Huh? Where the fuck did you hide it?
That's not what happened!
Then what else could have happened?
It had to have gotten at least 20 degrees colder from when I first got there, or at least it felt like it had. Just witnessing something that intense gets your blood pumping, but I had dealt with it before so many times, so I knew how to power through.
Hey, Serena, she has no respect.
Serena,
And she thinks that she can do whatever she wants, not caring at all about the consequences.
you have every right to be upset, but let's take a deep breath.
You always say take a deep breath. And how many deep breaths can I take before she stops suffocating me?
Look, she's seriously messed up. I know that, but let's take a step back and call your parents.
Why? So she can get a slap on the wrist? Or get her phone taken away for a week? They're not going to do anything. They expect me to bust my ass, and then they hand her everything. Hell, they would probably help her throw another party just so that they can join in on the fun.
Serena, you know that's not true. The place is a mess. If you take pictures, they'll have to do something.
Since when are you so hell-bound on getting her in trouble?
It's not about that. I'm always here to support you, honey, but there's only so much I can do. This could finally be the opportunity to get the family sit down we've all been waiting for. You need to talk about what's been happening. You can rebuild that bridge.
Can't rebuild something that wasn't there to begin with.
She's your sister. With family, there's always a bridge to cross together. Come on, let's get out of this cold.
Why can't I be anybody else but me?
Serena, don't say something like that.
Annabelle hates me. My parents don't care enough about me to be a part of my life. My friends think that I'm a loser.
I think you're amazing.
I don't know why. I work all the time. I barely have time for you, and when we do, we don't even talk about anything because you're always having to deal with me in this state. How can you stand me?
I think you're the most beautiful, smartest, bravest woman I've ever met. You work all the time because you care about your future. Even when we don't say anything, being by your side speaks louder than I ever could. When you cry, it breaks my heart. But no number of tears can hide that face. It was so beautiful as it was made by Aphrodite herself. Most people think the winter snow stops the flowers from growing, but in your eyes I see spring, and my heart blossoms a rose bouquet, my gift to you on this winter day. I was just a peasant boy searching for endless joy when blissful, wishful thinking brought a princess into my life. No, wait, that's not how
give this one more go. Once upon a time.
Honey, please slow down on mine. Honey, you are so divine. Honey, I caused this ice inside.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside.
Well, yes, but
Honey, it's cold outside. My princess, I will cherish every story that you tell. My faithful heart will have the courage. Each lyric in the song the seasons sing along as my gift to you on this winter day.
I was just a kitten trapped up in the tallest tree when you and sexy Hispanics came up the tree and rescued me. No, wait, that's not how the story goes, please. Wait, let me give this one more go. Once upon my nose was shining red like a broken light bulb. Oh, help with this analogy, I'm talking about Rudolph. No, wait, that's not how the story goes. My God, last one I swear. Once upon a
time, honey, please slow down on mine. I'm so thankful that you're mine. Honey, you are right.
It's just a bit cold outside. It's just cold outside. My shining light will steer me clear wherever we may go. My fearful heart will have the courage to sing each lyric of the song as the seasons sing along as my gift to you on this winter day. On this winter day. On this winter day. On this winter day.
Final verdict.
Elijah's a good kid. He wouldn't be able to lie about something like that. Not for very long or very well, at least.
Nice. Now, phase 1 of Plan Santa Tracker complete.
Phase 2 is to work on that name.
Hey. I have to say, Holly, I'm impressed. Your idea to accuse him right out the gate worked like a charm.
Well, I figured with everything we learned about him through the previous suspects that he'd be the kind of crack under pressure. Whether that led to a confession or an airtight alibi was all pure luck.
All that's left is Chris Crumble.
With everyone else in the clear, either he committed the murder or we just wasted 3 days of our lives while the real murderer thinks they've gotten away scot-free.
Don't say that. He's the last person who was unaccounted for during the time of the murder. It has to be him.
With someone with anger issues like his, he won't be able to hide it for very long. It says here he received full force counseling and anger management training after being threatened with juvie. Seems like it worked because he hasn't had a major outburst since, but with his support system crumbled, let's see if we can change that.
All right then, run the plan back to me.
I start by asking him questions about the other suspects. Despite knowing everything we need to know, hopefully after hours of questioning, he gets exhausted, leaving him in a more vulnerable state. We start to ask him about the integrity of his relationship with Annabelle, doubling down on their already negative perception of their relationship, and hopefully that leads to an outburst of some kind. Best case scenario, he confesses right then and there. Worst case scenario, he physically retaliates, and with aggravated assault charges added onto the list, he confesses after the fact.
It's foolproof! We're geniuses! He'll be here soon. Get some rest, detective. Phase 2 of Plan Elf on a Shelf is a go.
Don't like that name.
Annabelle was always full of surprises, but we were all taken aback when she starts dating the bad boy. It felt like her first real act of rebellion.
Chris was a character. He had a reputation. And as Anne's best friend, I just couldn't help but be cautious.
Like, I get it. He's hot, but even if he's someone with a criminal record.
The torn up jeans, the black sweatshirt, bags under his eyes, the ever so faint stench of weed. I've been dating Elijah for a little over a year when Annabelle and Chris started dating, and it was the first time in my life that I ever felt like I had a leg up over her. My parents were not happy.
I wasn't around Chris much, only really during family gatherings. I never felt I could judge him all that much, but the differences between the two were undeniable. You could hear their relatives whisper to one another as soon as he entered the room. I guess I could relate to that feeling.
Everyone at school knew to stay away from this guy. There were rumors that his knuckles were stained with blood from how many fights he'd been in. I'll be honest, I was a little scared for Annabelle. Everyone on the council was. But color all of us surprised when not even 2 months later, she turns this dude into a full-on public servant. He's volunteering at soup kitchens, he's secretly pretty good at math, so he starts tutoring calculus, and he starts looking cleaner and happier. No lie, I was impressed with how Annabelle seemingly turned his entire life around. Oh, and the whole knuckle thing? Turns out he just has eczema.
At first, I had no idea what Anne saw in him, so it took me a while to accept him. What I failed to realize is that Anne didn't see him for who he was, she saw him for who he could be, much like she did with me. She knew how to bring out the best in you. She knew how to find broken people and turn them into the best versions of themselves. I started to get along with him much better after I realized that.
Yeah, I didn't have very positive opinions of Annabelle, but love is something I believe everyone deserves. So it was very refreshing to see someone look at Annabelle like I look at Serena.
In the long run, Chris turned out to be not that bad. He seemed to genuinely like her. Call it sisterly instinct, but there was always just something off about him. I never truly trusted him around her. And when I found out he almost went to juvie, I nearly hunted him down to stop him from ever getting near her again. My parents stopped me, and of course Annabelle and I fought about it. I was shocked because I didn't think I cared that much.
Chris? Chris?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
I asked you where you were at the time of the murder.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You're understandably very stressed. It's been a long couple of hours and you've already talked so much about the others. So let's talk about some easier things first. How does that sound?
Sure.
All right, let's start super simple. How long were you and Annabelle dating?
I don't know. About a year, I think.
You think?
We started dating 2 Novembers ago. About as long as any normal couple.
It's my understanding that you guys weren't a normal couple, is that correct?
Well, sure. I mean, we were an average couple. Maybe normal wasn't the right word. I mean, when I'm me and she's her, it's not exactly the normal high school couple everyone expects to see.
Well, I think you two make a lovely, normal couple. I know what you mean, though. Annabelle has a prestigious reputation. You, on the other hand, have a much darker one. No offense.
None taken.
You seem to have turned things around, though. Good for you.
I'm not her helping with it.
So what brought you two together? I need to know.
I just asked her. I saw her in the cafeteria. I walked up to her and I asked her.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. What drew you two together? There's no beating around the bush. You two are very different people. I get opposites attract, but there has to be some reason why you two have been together for so long, or even why you started dating to begin with.
Okay, well, we made eye contact, right? We made eye contact and I saw a beach. Her eyes were the ocean, and her skin was the sand, and her smile was the sun. Before I knew it, I was face to face with her, and I didn't even remember moving. That's what drew me to her.
Wow, that's beautiful, Chris. I'm sure she loved hearing that.
I never told her that. I never told anyone that.
Chris, what brought you two together?
When I was her biggest challenge.
What do you mean?
When you have the grades and the friends and whatever people like her have, you can easily pick whatever guy that falls at your feet. She was the cause of countless rejections.
Quite the man killer, huh?
Well, when I was asking her, I was never worried about being another rejection. I'm so confident, stupidly. And the next thing I knew, I had scored a date with the most popular girl in school. A date to get hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
I associate hot dogs with the beach. I don't really have an explanation. But anyway, the first thing she said was,
Challenge accepted.
what's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. If the challenge fails, I guess it doesn't matter.
The game had begun. I didn't know exactly what we were playing at the time, but when you have everything and everyone expects you to have everything, and you try to get something that you want, it's difficult. When she said challenge, I think she meant she wanted to see if a future with me was possible. If she could have a relationship with me, then she could have something that she wanted. I don't even know why I'm telling you this.
No, keep going. It's very moving.
No, I mean, it didn't even feel like a challenge the past few weeks anyway.
Yes, that does remind me that Annabelle was very distant with many people these past few months, including you, I believe. Cutting you off like that? That wasn't fair to you.
She needed space.
Well, I guess that's not uncommon in normal relationships.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's just hard for me to believe that she would just cut you off like that. I guess your relationship wasn't as normal as I thought.
No, she was going through a lot, okay? With college approaching and responsibilities piling up, she just needed some time to herself.
Basically, she had some growing up to do.
Yes, exactly.
So she felt like your relationship was preventing her from growing up?
What? Is it really that hard to believe that we actually cared about each other? That we had something special? Because as far as I'm aware, we did.
I don't mean to offend you, Mr. Krimble. Please sit back down.
I'm not offended.
Mr. Krimble, this is a tragic situation. I understand that you are upset, but can you really say for certain that you were her first thought during these 2 months? I mean, as you said, many people pursued her before you. What if a new challenge came along?
Shut up! I see what this is. I see what this is all about.
Chris, I need you to slowly sit back down.
I should have known. Trying to get a rise out of me? So what? So I can attack you and you can throw a suspect in jail without a confession? For what? So that the news can finally shut up about this and that the pressure is off your back?
Chris, sit down.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I thought you would have done a little bit more research. I'm not that man anymore. I loved her and she loved me. Above anyone else, she loved me. How many people can say that? Annabelle Joy in love with Chris Krimble, the delinquent. No one could ever convince me that she didn't love me. You know, you think you know Annabelle so well because of your little investigation, but you don't! Only the stories, which I'm sure are all fantastic, because guess what? She was fantastic. She was the only person that only ever truly believed in me. Nobody gave a fuck about me. Not my parents, not my teachers. Hell, the few friends I did have were disappointments just like me, but she loved me. Why would anyone take that away? Huh? Why would anyone? Isn't that your job? To figure this shit out? To do your fucking job and find the bastard who did this, but you want to put me in jail? Tell me who did this. Tell me who is sick enough in the head to take her away from me. Tell me who did this so I can drag the bastard down to hell with me. I'm sorry. That was loud.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry for assuming the worst in you.
I don't blame you. I know why everyone thought we didn't belong together. I'm a fuck up. Trying to mooch off of her.
That's not true, Chris. You loved her and she loved you. You said it yourself.
I should have got after her. If I was there, this wouldn't have happened, but I couldn't bring myself to go up those damn steps before it was too late.
Hey, the important thing is that you did. I'm sure Annabelle would have felt relieved when you and Danny got up there.
Don't even get me started on Danny. I basically had to drag her up there.
What do you mean?
I literally had to drag her up there. No matter what I said, she wouldn't budge. I had to physically pull her up, and even then
she didn't agree to go upstairs with you?
Know what?
I'm sorry, Chris. I have to step out for a moment.
Oh. Okay.
Happy anniversary!
This is the guy normally supposed to get the flowers.
Normally, yes, but consider this less a gift and more of an apology.
What?
Well, you see, I accidentally unleashed an imprisoned ice queen who ended up freezing the lake down at Mill Creek Park and said that unless we skated on it, our relationship would fall into shambles. Then, as she flew away, she started singing this horribly catchy song that sounded like it came straight out of a children's animated movie. So this is less of an anniversary bouquet and more of a I'm sorry I put our relationship in peril bouquet.
You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd actually believe you.
Where did I lose you? It was a random musical number, wasn't it? You got your skates?
They're in the back.
Let's get to it then.
So, how has college hunting been going?
I'd rather not talk about college tonight. Danny's already breathing down my neck about it.
I was just wondering.
Aw, is someone gonna miss me?
You know I'm following you anywhere you go, right?
Well, now that you mention it, I was looking into an abroad program in Australia. Way down in the down under. Might not be your speed.
Kangaroos are objectively the easiest animals to fight.
They are not.
Yes, they are. They're the definition of leg day. No upper body strength.
Oh, I'll remember that when a kangaroo has you in a headlock.
I would get my ass beat by all the kangaroos in Australia. It meant I knew you were safe.
Hard job.
Only for you.
Well, you say you'd follow me anywhere I went. But what if you could only escape after me?
Challenge accepted. Glimmers in your eyes, darling, did you know your perfect portrait illuminates my heart so bright, and I know I could dance with you forever in the moonlight, even in the icy cold. Warmth is all my feelings hold, and I didn't know if I should believe in miracles. But like an angel, you fly into my life. Through a looking glass of ice, I see our future in your eyes, the crystallizing beauty guides me to who I want to be. And starting in this moment, I'll follow where you go. I'll follow where you go.
Darling, did you know you paint a mural of my mind? Darling, did you know this canvas is lit? I had
a shooting star. You fly into my life. Everything of last of ours, I see our past in your eyes. Your brilliant rising tide. Take me back to what might have been. Give me back that moment. A father where you know. Hey,
Jesus, shit!
sorry.
It's fine. Hey,
What are you doing out here? It's freezing.
I can ask you the same thing.
Just wondering.
No, I just needed to get out of that damn house.
You know what it's like watching those two get at it.
Yeah, that was intense.
It's always intense.
Yeah, but, I mean, this was worse than usual.
Really? I thought that was the normal amount of sisterly love.
Hey, they love each other. In their own way. Maybe. This was bad. But it'll blow over just like it always does. I thought you quit.
What are you, dare? Things are just so stressful lately. I just needed something to calm my mind.
Is it working?
Nope.
All of this will blow over, right?
With those two? Knowing Anne, she'll start shit again sooner or
Oh,
later.
come on, you don't mean that. I know these past few weeks have sucked.
Sucked shit.
Yeah, suck shit. Honestly, these past few weeks have been hard for all three of us. The whole homecoming thing took a toll on both of you.
You know what? I am just so sick and tired of hearing about homecoming.
You know she never apologized for that.
I mean, even at homecoming, she just acted like it never happened.
Well, maybe it would have helped if you apologized to her.
For what? For being in charge for once? God forbid that I made her be and feel inferior for the first time in her life.
Jesus Christ, Danny, how can you say that about her? I guess things have changed more than I thought.
That's exactly my point. Things are changing and I just don't know how to keep up with it.
Changing is a part of growing up.
You're seriously okay? With everything that you've built for the last few months just whoop, gone?
I feel like that's a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but if you want me to humor you, no! Not really. And I don't think she is either. Otherwise, she wouldn't have invited us here tonight.
Chris, what?
I think she knew how Serena would react. I think she knew that Serena would be pissed, and that it caused a whole big scene, leading us to go comfort her like we always do, giving us the opportunity to patch everything up.
I am really not in the mood for your Dasani-ass conspiracy theories right now.
They put salt in the water to make you thirstier!
Chris, what I'm saying is you're batshit. Why would she go through the trouble of putting together this elaborate scheme when she could have just talked to us like a normal person?
Maybe she didn't know how.
You give her way too much credit.
Well, I guess we'll never know unless we ask. Come on! You're seriously gonna make me go up there without you.
I just think you're wrong.
Danny, she's alone, crying. No one can be there for her right now except us.
You're wrong.
Let's go!
No! Chris really said all of that?
With clarity.
Jesus, if Danny was lying about that, then what else could she have been lying about?
Everything.
This just doesn't make sense. Danny had nothing to hide praise for Annabelle.
So did everyone else at that party, even Cindy in her own way.
Well, I guess we have to call her back in and see if her alibi holds up. Ollie?
She's just a kid.
So is Annabelle.
I need to clock out. I'm very overwhelmed right now. I'm very tired.
Yes, please, go get some rest. You did good today.
You should call it a day too. You don't look super well. You need more sleep than me.
I will soon, I promise. I just need to sign some documents and I'll clock out.
Okay? Have a good night, detective.
You too. forget something about Jesus? Holy shit, I really do need sleep.
What are you waiting for, detective?
I
You're not going to let me die.
Of course not.
Right? Then pick up the phone, detective.
But she's...
Just a kid. Oh, always be just a kid. That's not very fair.
You had such a bright future ahead of you. So does Danny. I don't know if I can ruin another
Oh,
life.
cut the shit, Holly. You knew what you were getting into when you took this case. 5 promising youngsters. One of them committed the most heinous crimes possible. Someone has to get the gas.
But she's my daughter's age.
Sit, breathe, stand, walk. Sit, breathe, stand, walk.
Think about the families, about the tragedy. Now it's up to me, set someone free. Who could it be?
A villain may be lurking.
I'm the one to solve the problem.
Stop wasting time.
Imagining mine, losing her. I could never lose her. I would never lose her. I could never lose her. Yet someone else did. They lost their kid. It couldn't have, wouldn't have, shouldn't have happened to them.
But fate doesn't wait to listen to a mother's cry.
Oh, how to find the answers, how to reverse time, how to offer peace here when darkness knows to hide, how to find the questions, how to move through time, how to offer chaos here to the one whose heart is ours. Sit, breathe, wait, wait. Sit, breathe, wait, think, suffocating as I lose my mind. Breath is lost to the claws of time, but now she's on my sleeve.
To be never free.
My darling baby,
Rotting.
I'm the one
Must trap a life stuck haunted time.
imagining mine. Look away. I could never lose her. I would never lose her. I should never lose her. Yet someone else did. They lost their kid. It couldn't have, wouldn't have, shouldn't have happened to them.
But hate doesn't wait to listen to a mother's beg.
Oh, how to solve this riddle, how to match this rhyme, how to offer peace here when darkness knows to hide, how to shatter puzzles, how to bend the time, how to offer chaos here to the one whose heart is ours. 12 hours pending, 11 times on pacing, 10 parents waiting, 9 moments crying, 8 phones are ringing, 7 lives are leaping, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 children sing. 4 songs of freedom, 3 songs of hope, 2 songs of loss, and the one is all up to me.
Merry gentlemen to bring justice today. I was killed in the park, yes, just shy of Christmas Day. Peaceful rest in which I lie as things have gone astray.
as soon as you can. I have some more questions for you. Oh, Danny, please come in. Please take a seat. Thank you for coming in on such short notice.
It's no problem. I've been a night owl these past few nights anyway.
How was the drive here?
It was fine. Roads are still shit from the snow.
Yeah, that's weather in the Midwest for you. You haven't been getting any sleep, huh?
Well, you know, can't sleep, can't stay awake.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in on such short notice, Danny.
Of course, but you already said that.
Right. Of course I did. I haven't been getting much sleep myself. First up, we're just going to do a little recap. I'll ask you the questions that I've already asked you, and you just have to respond like it's your first time hearing them.
Okay. Calm down, Danny. Everything is going to be okay.
How did you know Annabelle Joy?
She's been my best friend since 5th grade.
How did you two become friends?
I was sitting by myself during lunch, and she sat and talked to me after her getting into a fight with her other friends.
And you two were inseparable ever since?
Yeah.
Did anything change in your life after becoming friends with Annabelle?
Everything did. She inspired me to get better grades. I joined the same clubs as her, so not only was I getting involved in my community, I was making friends. I became happier. She really helped turn my life around.
And that continued all the way through high school, correct?
Yes.
Did you at any point have a rough patch in your relationship?
We got into an argument with each other earlier this year during the student council meeting. I thought things would mend after the homecoming dance, but afterwards it was just impossible to get a hold of her. There was this glossy look in her eyes, almost like she was always lost in thought, which was weird because she was always hyper-focused on everything. I think even after all that time, she still held a grudge.
Was your dispute resolved by the time she invited you over for her Christmas party?
No, she acted like it never happened.
Did anything happen at the party? Before Serena came home, that is.
Not really. Her and Chris got into a little spat, but it wasn't anything to kill the mood. While the air was still felt a little tense, I mean, we were partying like we always had. Things felt normal again.
So it wasn't until Serena came back where things became tense.
Yeah, I had seen their fights before, but this one was more explosive.
What happened after their argument? Did you see where Annabelle went?
Yeah. Chris and I watched her run up the steps, and she passed us without a glance and went into her room.
You didn't follow her up there?
No, we didn't.
Why not?
Given how things had been, I mean, I didn't think she needed our help.
Right. So you just thought that she was better off without your help.
What? No, that's not what I was saying.
Annabelle was incredibly self-sufficient. She would have bounced back.
I mean, I guess you could say.
So both of you decided to go take a quick smoke break on the porch instead of comforting your friend.
Things were getting out of hand and we just didn't know what to do.
So you made the decision together to go take a smoke?
Yes.
That's funny because last time you told me he joined you later.
Well, yeah. He did. He just had to go to the bathroom.
And yet you were surprised when he came back?
Well, I mean, he'd been gone for a really long time.
Long enough to kill someone?
What?
Was he gone long enough to kill someone?
I mean,
I think it's time to start being truthful about what happened last night.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Miss Rudolph, what really happened after you saw Annabelle storm into her room?
I already told you. Chris and I took a smoke break outside so that we could cool off, and then we made our way back up into her room, and that's when we found her.
You're right. You have told me that already. My issue with that story, Miss Rudolph, is that it's not the truth. And now it's time to start telling me what actually happened, because you'll get yourself and Chris into a lot of trouble if you don't.
What do you mean? I am telling the truth.
Frankly, Miss Rudolph, I don't think you are. At least not the whole truth. You see, I do believe you when you say you went for a smoke break before going to Annabelle's room. But I know something else happened that you are not telling me. So I have to ask you again, where did you go?
Nowhere! I watched Annabelle go up the stairs and then and then went outside and joined Chris.
Oh, so now you joined Chris outside. You can't even remember your own story. You lived it, Miss Rudolph, so it should be very easy for you to tell me where you went before going outside.
Nothing happened. I didn't go anywhere.
Miss Rudolph, please.
Why do you keep calling me that? What exactly are you accusing me of?
I'm not accusing you of anything, Miss Rudolph. Rudolph, I simply want to know why you lied. Why did you follow Annabelle into the room?
I didn't.
What happened between you two where you got to walk out and she did not? Please answer my question.
I didn't murder Annabelle!
You know what? I think you did. I think you walked into that room filled with anger and jealousy and you took that girl's life.
No!
It's no secret how much you rode off Annabelle's coattails. Your whole friendship, nothing but a parasite. Annabelle had everything you did. Supportive parents, a boyfriend, popularity, but you didn't care how much of that she had over you, because as long as she kept you around, you were bound to mooch off of any leftovers she had left for you, like a vulture. As long as Annabelle was around, you were set. You had everything planned out together. What college you'd go to, what majors you enroll in. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if you two had your gravestones marked together. Everything was set up perfectly for you to be successful. But Annabelle didn't like the plan anymore. You said it yourself. She was holding a grudge. All those plans you made were about to fall through because she wasn't playing her part. And if you can't be successful, neither should she. How dare she do this to you? What about everything you planned? So you marched into that room and you killed Annabelle Joy.
No! I didn't! Me too. Didn't mean to. Hey. Hi. I don't want to be left alone right now, Danny. Shh. It's okay. Look, I know it's hard, and it's really hard watching, but look, it's almost over. Just give it a few more months, and we will be far away from her. We will be out of here. I said I wanted to be left alone. Anne, you don't have to put up with this anymore. I mean, you're going to college. You can leave all of this behind you. Yes, you can. I mean, what do you think I'm doing with my parents? Danny, please. Me, you, Chris, we're gonna own this world and no one is going to be able to stop us. I'm not going! What? I'm not going to college. What do you mean you're not going? You can't just not go. I never sent in my transcripts. I found an acceptance letter template online. I filled it out the day you got yours. Danny, listen, this is a lot to take in, okay? But I've given it a lot of thought. You can't just not go. Danny, send in your transcripts, please. Look, the deadline is already. You're the smartest person in our school. I'm sure if your parents make some phone calls, they'll just have to make an exception. Look, Danny, this world is so much bigger than we can imagine, and I'm not ready for it yet. Hopefully one day I will be, but I just need time to find myself, what exactly it is that I want out of life. How could you do this? Danny? I can't do this without you! Yes, you can! You are a far cry from the girl you were when we first met. You are strong and smart and have just as many credentials as I do. You've done amazing things and will continue to do so. Just without me, I'm sorry, I know this is a lot to take in, and you can stay up here as long as you need, but I gotta go find Serena. I am nothing without you! That's not true. You're at the top of your class. I didn't take those tests for you. I didn't win you your VP position. And if it wasn't for you, I would have never been able to achieve those things in the first place. I didn't think I had a future. You coming up to me that day in the cafeteria changed my life forever. I thought we met on the playground. What? Yeah, didn't we meet at recess or something? No, you sat with me because your friends made fun of you for having a crush on Michael Bubbly. Oh shit, my bubbly phase. Oh, I had such low standards back then. How could you forget that? That happened so long ago. I'm surprised you even remember. You are so selfish! Danny, I know this is hard. Was I just part of the game to you? Wasn't I? Like Chris? Like Cindy? All of us just pawns that you could just throw off the board? I'm not throwing you away. I just want to live my life how I want for once. Oh, I am sorry. When have you ever not lived life by your own rules? You are the most self-fulfilling person I have ever met! You have your head so far shoved up your ass that you never gave a fuck
Danielle Rudolph, you are under arrest for the murder of Annabelle Joy. Put your hands behind your back.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. I'm your anchor, Chip Pines. After a long few days, an arrest for the murder of Annabelle Joy has finally been made. 17-year-old Danielle Rudolph has been taken into custody after confessing to have used an icicle to murder her victim in a fit of rage. This is a shocking revelation, as Danielle was very good friends to Annabelle. What could have caused such a violent outburst is still unknown. However, more light will be shed on the situation as her trial is held in the upcoming weeks. There, we will also learn if she will be tried as an adult, or she could be served a much harsher sentencing. More updates to come, but I think this community can finally rest knowing that this tragic tale is coming to a close.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Leave it to Annabelle to make the day of her funeral sunny. We have to leave soon.
I shouldn't be there.
What do you mean?
I spent the majority of her life hating her, and I wasn't the sister she needed me to be. I don't deserve to mourn her like the rest of you.
Serena, that is not true. You two had your differences, but your sister loved you.
How could she have loved someone like me? How come you are Elijah?
I love you because you are my daughter. Because I am proud of the woman that you have become. You are one of the most hardworking and selfless people I know. And I know Elijah feels the same way. I know you had your differences than Annabelle, and your father and I have been chasing our youth, leaving a lot of responsibility to fall onto you. And I'm sorry about that. Because if we were here, then maybe this wouldn't have...
Mom, please, none of us could have known.
My child is dead. How can a parent not blame themselves?
I don't think that she would have blamed either of us. So I don't think that we should blame ourselves.
Always so wise. And you don't have to believe me when I say that your sister loved you. But you should believe her.
What's this?
It's a little keepsake box Annabelle made for graduation. She knew she was going to be valedictorian, so she wrote her speech way in advance. Anytime she needed inspiration, she would always look at whatever was inside that box.
Always prepared.
She would perform it for me whenever she wrote a new draft. Knowing her, she probably would have kept changing it until she got to the podium. Well, we'll never know what the final draft may have looked like. If you ask me, that one was perfect. Count down when you're ready, sweetheart.
We all have our expectations. I have the expectation to come up here and talk about how these past 4 years have been incredible and how we all have bright futures ahead of us. You have the expectation to sit here and listen to me talk, with the expectation from our faculty to be inspired. Our parents are expected to peer through their phones and take as many photos and videos as they can, as we're expected to remember the order of hands we're supposed to shake as we walk off. I'm expected to go to college and become a realtor or banker or whatever. Those all sound like reasonable expectations. But yet, you can't always meet them. Life can get too hectic or just too unbearable. Sometimes you can't meet the expectation to write the perfect speech or to graduate with an honor roll just as our parents didn't always meet the expectation to stay awake during the long ceremony. I know Mr. Dickens' eyes are getting heavy. My sister has expectations. She is expected to graduate with being on the dean's list every semester. She is expected to immediately jump into grad school with that same determination, to be the perfect student, girlfriend, daughter, to still be my sister. And meanwhile, I can't meet the expectation to take a toy train she gave me to school. A toy train that she loved, but I couldn't bring myself to because I couldn't meet that expectation. I carved a path for myself, but in doing so, I then had to make the expectation to take care of myself, to be my own woman, to not need my sister. And I regret that because I've had to hold it ever since. So while I'm expected to tell you all to follow your dreams and reach for the stars, I'm tired of doing what I'm expected to because I don't want to tell you all that. Instead, I want to ask you all the question, what are your expectations for yourself? Not the ones set by your parents or teachers or your parole officer, you. Because as your valedictorian, I beg you, don't let the suffocation of someone else's expectations drag you down. I am unbelievably proud of the work I have done, just as you should be proud of your own achievements. But for once in my life, I want my achievements to meet my own standards, because I know now how my sister feels. Serena, I understand. I'm sorry. So after the ceremony is over and we drive home in our regular silence, let's make this choice to do what we want for a change. Because honestly, I think we make some pretty good choices. And I hope you never have to hear me say the word expectation again.
News, and I am here with you live at the Celebration of Life Christmas Party. This massive charity event is being held on the 1-year anniversary of Annabelle Joy's death. To honor her legacy, the whole community has gathered here at Mill Creek Park to help and love thy neighbor. Anyone who's willing to spread some holiday cheer is welcome to participate. Any way you can think of to help those in need is happening right here. Whether you have some old toys you're going to donate, or if you want to share your grandma's famous casserole in our open soup kitchen, this is the time of year which we should hold our loved ones the tightest. But if Annabelle's heart was big enough for strangers, then ours should be too.
Life goes by, lost in time, grief trying to outweigh.
I wish to never say
my dear. Now everything drifts away. I'm lost in a distant bay. The love of my life is gone. Never again to say, I love you, darling.
Time when we meet your hour, we would gamble every card to hold you once more in our arms.